Hi, my name is Cheryl Simpson, and I'll be your instructor for CSCI 100 Intro to Programming. We're going to be working with a language called Python, so we're going to get you started real quick, and hopefully you'll have a lot of fun in this course. A little bit about me. I have degrees in computer science from University of California in San Diego and mathematics from Western Governors. I've been working in the industry for over 20 years, writing database-driven websites. I also have been teaching for the last 8 years or so, both at the high school and the college level. I have 4 kids and I've been married a little over 20 years. So this course is an online only course, which means you don't have to go into campus, which is going to be great for those of you dual credit students that are going to be in high school still. We are going to have weekly meetings at least once a week. So this is your participation grade. Since you can't come into campus, we're going to be meeting as a team once a week. Now there's a lot of people in the course, so we may end up having 2 different team meetings depending on what your schedules are like and what your options are. But you have to attend at least one. So get in the habit of, if we do the morning meetings or the evening meetings, try to hit that meeting every week. I'd like to do either Tuesday or Wednesday, but we'll talk about that in a minute. We're going to be using a textbook called Starting Out with Python by Tony Gladys. It's got a little picture of an orange on the top. It's like that. So hopefully you've already picked up the textbook. We are not using any online programs at all. So yes, please get a copy of the textbook and we can work through that. We're going to be doing about 2 chapters per week. So you're going to have to read the chapter and do the assignments for each chapter. So there's going to be 2 sets of assignments per week. We're also going to have what are video lectures. I'm going to be videoing, lecturing with a PowerPoint to walk you through most of the chapters, just for those students who really enjoy having a professor actually talk to them rather than just trying to read the book on your own. I find that those really, really help my students, especially if you start to get confused. Your assignments are going to be due either on Thursdays or Sundays, depending on which chapter it is. So the first chapter, chapter 1, will be due on Thursdays. Chapter 2, Sundays. Chapter 3 will be Thursdays. And we'll kind of follow that for most of the semester. You're going to be using D2L, which obviously you got to this video from there, so you know how to use D2L. But please make a habit of contacting me before the due date if you have anything come up. So I understand that life happens, and I try not to be too hard about assignments and due dates, but I do need you to stay on track. So if you are not able to hit the due date and you contact me ahead of time to say this came up, we can work out, okay, you need another couple of hours, you need another day. But I'm not just going to give you until the end of the semester to turn it in. You're going to have to follow a schedule. So please make a habit of contacting me before the assignment is due if you have something come up. We're also going to have both a midterm and a final project. So the midterm project will be due sometime around the middle of week 4, and the final project will be due at the end of the semester, week 8. Okay, getting started with Python. Python, you're going to need to have the Python language downloaded onto your computer. So if you're using a Mac or a PC, Windows 10, you're going to go over to python.org and you're going to download Python. On top of that, we're also going to be working with something called Visual Studio Code. And I'd like you to go download Visual Studio Code as well. Both of those are useful, and we're going to be kind of bouncing between the two. One of the things I like to do with Microsoft is use something called Live Share, and we can use that nicely with Visual Studio Code. So I'll walk you through that. I like to use something in my online courses called Microsoft Teams. Microsoft Teams is an online collaboration hub where team members can all join together and communicate with each other. I have Microsoft Teams on my computer at all times. It sits up in the top corner. If you need me, all you have to do is go onto Teams, hit the chat, and say, Cheryl, I have a question. And as long as I'm not in a meeting or I'm not away from my desk, I can usually answer almost right away. I like to be really responsive to you guys. I don't want you to have to stop and wait for an answer. So I try to respond pretty quickly with Teams. There's a general tab on Teams so that you can ask questions general about the class, and then we're going to have a tab for each week. So if we're in week 1 and you're working on chapter 2's assignments and you have a question, go ahead and ask it on the chapter 2 discussion. I'll see it. I'll see that you posted, and I'll try to get back to you. But you guys can also answer each other. So there's a couple of people in this course. You guys can talk to each other and interact as a team, which is great, and it gets you used to the idea of doing that. We are going to be doing the weekly meetings through Teams. So you go onto Teams and then you join the meeting from there. To log into Microsoft Teams, you're going to use your Great Falls College Net ID. So A123B12 at GFCMSU is your login, and the same password as you use to get into D2L. So you can get into Microsoft Teams with that. We use Office 365 for everything at Great Falls College. So you can get in and get your email through there, or use any of the other Office 365 tools if you didn't already know those are available to you. All right, our weekly meetings, again, we're going to have at least one, possibly two different meetings. I like to have the team meeting before the first assignment of the week so that I can also give you a little instruction in that team meeting. It usually lasts about an hour, depending on what the questions are and how people interact, and depending on how much I want to teach you that week, on top of the video lectures, and you need to read the book. Okay, so that's the basics of this course. 8 weeks long. We're going to have 2 chapters per week, roughly, and there's 1 week where we only have 1 chapter. Same week as the midterm. And you can reach me on Microsoft Teams anytime. Please go log in there now. Make sure that you get in and just say hi. Yes, I'm logged in and I'm good. So I know that you are there and you know how to get hold of it. So I hope you have a lot of fun in this class. 8 weeks goes by very, 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 very fast. If you fall behind, it's really hard to catch back up. So it's really important you stay on track with the lectures that I'm doing and with the chapters that we're requiring. Again, contact me anytime. Have a fabulous week, and I'll talk to you soon.